and with an enemy, and also we spoke about, we shared some details, and he shared with us, I think, even more, and some details about the economy of Russia. It goes, we think, very bad. Of course, still problem that they have a lot of cash. We know how they, this made money in Russia, made and make, but it's this is their way of life. Yes, the good news for us, because they spend money for war machine. The good news that the economy is in the bad shape. Bad news that they still have a lot of money, much money. Yes, but it's decreasing. And of course, in this case, we agree with President to stop buying any energy resources from Russia. In all the countries, I support him, of course, and I said to him that I had long conversation, by the way, long conversation with the Prime Minister of Slovakia. They are one of those countries who bought gas and oil, and it's. I know the difficulties of logistic to get energy resources to some European countries. That's why they are searching and finding each time cheap way how to get cheap resources. But at the end of the days, they will pay 10 times more, and they will pay by their independence. We know it. In Ukraine, it was during long period of time. Ukraine, because we neighboring with Russia, and of course, Russia sold Ukraine cheap energy resources, and it was big mistake of Ukraine, big mistake, and we've been very dependent on it. And then Russia began to influence on your everything: independence, freedom, elections, parliament, a lot of things. And that's why I understand Slovakia that I think that they are ready to find alternative way. This is good. The bad news, I think, that Viktor Orban, the Prime Minister of Hungary, that he's not ready. And I think this is mistake, but all Hungary can't pay for the mistake of one person. And I think this is very important moment. But I hope that President Trump he has to deal with this, because he knows Orban. And other European leaders, I think they will also have dialogue with Viktor, especially EU countries. But maybe your questions.
Yeah, could I ask a question? Robert Moore from ITV.
Excuse me. Sorry, I have the question.
I'm feeling like President of the United States. I'm the President of Ukraine, so let's one by one.
Okay.
Caitlin Dornbus with the New York Post. Wondering if you can talk a little bit how you were able to show the president what it looks like on the battlefield. We know he hasn't been to Ukraine, but really it seems like, especially in what you're saying and what he said in his Truth Social post, he has a new understanding of what's going on the battlefield.
He has had relations with Putin, and before my dialogue with him, he had these relations. And I don't know on what this relation based, but in any way he has it, and that's why he trusted that when Putin shared with him the situation in Ukraine on the east, that in one day, in 1 week, in 1 month, or these fairy tales that they will occupy totally our Donbass east, or part which we control. Yes, big part which we control. And of course he trusts him, and when then he back to me, President Trump, during phone conversations or dialogue, yes, he always said that, look, in autumn they will occupy it, we need to do something, and etc. And then one by one he he understood that Putin is just sharing some information which is far away of a real situation on the battlefield, far away of truth. And of course, then when now he trusts much more bigger to me, because to the information what my intelligence and my military guys, military cabinet shares with partners. And I think this is one of the more. The second is understandable that, for example, in September, September? Yes, no, September. Good news. Yes, in September we deoccupied it to about 360 kilometers. But I mean this, and we control about 200 and 160 under our I mean this in Sokol. So totally it will be about 400 kilometers. It's not about number of kilometers. It means that if you are winning, you can't give, I mean this, or you can't back 400 kilometers 1 month. So all such moments, one moment, then second, then intelligent, then sword, and etc. So all this has influence on partners. Europe is closer. And of course, they are closer. That's why they are more deep in this situation from the very beginning of the war. It's understandable why. The distance is short. Everybody afraid. You see the war. What we said, that Putin will sell the war on different territories, and the same. And today, President Trump agreed with me that I said he will not wait for the ending of war in Ukraine. He will try to find weak places in Europe, in NATO countries. He will try to do it. I said previous our meetings. I said I don't know what format he will choose to fight, because cyber attacks he used before many times. But now we see. So yesterday you see Denmark, Norway, Nordic, Baltics during all these months, from Belarus, from Russia through Belarus. We see this. We have all this way of these drones. So Romania, Poland. So he uses different types of long distance drones to understand how Europe is ready. So I don't know what country, again and again, but does Europe ready? Then what they have? Because if you will analyze the way, you will see that they search. I mean, they're searching. Am I right? They're searching. Yeah, but they're searching air defense, the level of air defense, the level of trained people, and. Sorry for this word, educated, because the war is changing, more technological. That's why the more educated people, I mean military guys, and different. And how at the end of the days, and how NATO will answer, by words or by what?
Robert Moore with ITV. Just picking up on that exact thought. Given this social media post tonight from President Trump, in which he talks about the possibility now, for the first time, of winning back all of Ukraine's territory. I mean, is that a game changer for you? Does it include Crimea, and how will it impact the morale of troops on the front line?
I said it from the first second of our today's meeting. I will not share all the details.
But from your perspective, is it a game changer that he now believes, that President Trump now believes, that
Trump is a game changer by himself if he will be sure in Ukraine, and I think that he is more close now to this situation, and that's why, and between us, only Trump can. For today, we know some not too much players in the world who can be game changers, but he's the most closer to this. So we don't see and don't feel, and I shared it with President. We don't feel the influence, because we don't see the wishes from the China to finish this war. I don't feel it totally. They are not interested. I don't know why. I mean, all of us, we can be experts, and me also, to say that, look, it's because of economy, because of history, and etc. But we really don't know. But we see and feel that they are not interested in. And that's why I said that for today I see that Trump is game changer, and Xi Jinping can also have influence on Russia because he has. Because if he will not have Trump, I mean Putin, and will not have Europe, and also if his economy, first of all, energy economy, will not have market in China, it's been that's it. This cash, he will spend his cash very quickly because his war machine, it's a lot of money.
President
Daniel
Ukrainian media, please. Yes.
Пане президенте, sorry guys, I would ask in Ukrainian for our domestic audience. Пане президенте, ви вже частково сказали, от цей трус президента Трампа дуже якийсь для нас неймовірний, про те, що Україна має відвоювати всю територію, що дуже приємно, і про економічні проблеми в Росії. Що трапилося? Скажіть, будь ласка, що так змінило? Ви вже сказали, що не можете сказати всю правду, але де був геймчейнджер в цій ситуації, що так змінило точку зору президента Трампа?
Це мій діалог з президентом Трампом, і я хочу, щоб він залишився між нами.
Натякніть.
Поки що не час.
Він наголошує на тому, що Європа має приєднатися до санкцій, і тоді Сполучені Штати накладуть свої санкції. Чи вірите ви, що це може статися, тому що Європа не виявляє дуже великого бажання, чи може це статися швидко, і чи здатні Сполучені Штати самостійно зробити кроки на випередження і вжити яких заходів наперед?
Сполучені Штати точно можуть самі зробити сильні кроки, і ми б дуже хотіли. Сполучені Штати сьогодні хочуть, щоб були паралельні процеси, їх кроки і процеси європейських держав. І я сказав президенту, що ми б дуже хотіли, щоб Сполучені Штати, вони самі можуть такі робити сильні кроки, щоб вони так паралельно йдемо з Європою, але не очікували, тому що ви знаєте, як Європа, вона нам допомагає, але вона велика, складається з багатьох країн, і тобто іноді в якомусь питанні може не бути єдності, тому можна не чекати, хочеться, щоб Америка йшла вперед.
І президент Трамп це підтвердив.
Дивіться, ми про це говоримо. У нас є багато тем, про які ми говоримо.
President Daniel Brüssel, Süddeutsche Zeitung, German newspaper, Süddeutsche Zeitung, if I may ask.
What kind of...
When you compare... Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. I'd like to ask you, when you compare this General Assembly to previous General Assemblies, are you worried that the war in Ukraine is getting out of sight for many countries, that this General Assembly is maybe too much overshadowed by the war in the Middle East, by Gaza? Is that something that worries you?
I don't know. I mean, this is really difficult to remind everything what was last General Assembly, because it's like, you know, like it was 20 years ago, really, between us. In Ukraine, everything is much more quicker. Each day it's challenge. Each day people survive, and etc. I'm here and I'm afraid what's going on at home, and I'll be here 2 days. Totally, and I am trying always fly or use train at the night because I don't want to spend my time. I can't be so many days out because really, when I come after 3 days, for example, I'm somewhere 3 days. This is like 1 month in ordinary life. That's why I can't compare with. Yes, I understand that the topic of Middle East, topic of Gaza, is very active, and I think that everybody speaks about it. But what I can recognize, first, I think it's good that people speak about wars and speak about how to finish the wars, and this is good. And yes, there are 2 topics, and if you will listen. Everybody, all the leaders, so 2 topics. It's true, Ukraine and Gaza. It's true, and I think this is fair. This is fair. I think
President Zelenskyy, Ellen Milligan from Bloomberg. I wanted to ask if you got any commitments from Trump today on security guarantees. I know you've been pushing on that. And in his Truth social post, he seemed to be washing his hands of trying to broker peace. Did you get that impression from him today?
No, really. My impression was good of conversation, and I was positive about understanding. I'm not president of the United States. I can't tell you that President Trump will do everything what we want or what we need. I don't know, but he was looking positively on the topics what we shared, and on influence these topics on their way to peace, and on real deep meaning of all these cases what we shared. It's difficult to explain in English when I don't want to share everything, and that's why I'm trying to explain. Sorry.
On security guarantees?
Yeah, security guarantees. So all of us, we understand that President Trump, that he is ready to give Ukraine security guarantees after this war will finish.
What do they look like? What do they look like?
So we understand. We understand. We don't know all the details of backstop yet for today. Really, I don't want to lie. We don't have it. I mean, we don't have specific things, details on the paper. So I don't have. But good that we will work on some types of it, and sometimes of drones, and sometimes of some types of weapon. What we need for security guarantees, and some types of them what we need before.
But
before, this is important. Before, and our team will work on the sorties of this month.
But
it's also good that it will be not in 1 month, in 2 months, in 3 months. It's good that our teams will work at the end of this month.
But Mr. President, can you just give us a bit more?
I'm sorry. We have to finish.
Can I just ask you?
Unfortunately, we have another arrangement. We have another.
Can I just ask his
would be more
statement?
effective to show the President of Ukraine with the favor of the UN this time, this invasion? What kind of thing?
United States can give us some specific air defense, specific, not only Patriots. And when Putin will lose the main reason in this war, because for today he doesn't have success on offensive, and he has so many losses. I mean human losses. I'm not about money, about human losses, and he really doesn't have effect. This on the battlefield. He really doesn't have it. Even when he tries and been a lot of losses, and he occupied 1 kilometer or something like this, it's nothing. That's why only one success which he sells to his audience, radical part of his audience, when he attacks us and destroys us by missiles. So total air defense, using some specific air defense from the United States, plus Europe, because not enough. United States is not enough. Mostly United States, but with some types from Europeans. I think that if we will have it, that Putin will lose this, I think, the meaning of his operation. And he will be closer to finishing, to negotiations.
We have to stop right here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
First lady now, she's meeting with Melania Trump. First ladies, now they have meeting, and this is also very good step forward, because children, it's a very sensitive moment.
How significant is this with countries extended any type of support to you?
is waiting.
It's a big shift.
A big shift. This of Trump, it's a big shift.
What do you expect from NATO in the next 2 years?
What about economic penalties?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.